Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is gonna be another long view essay, basically. Um, but sorry about that. I'll get minimizing the window. But I think this video it's gonna be on, I would say, laptops again, or more affordable hardware for people. Now, I'm of the mindset that you don't really need the latest and greatest machines constantly. I, you don't really need those. I mean, I have this iBuy powered desktop. I use it all the time for making videos, gaming, and all that stuff. Now, I'm never need to buy another one. It's like with I have a HP next to me that I play like RuneScape on, Minecraft. I mean, it's got an Intel Celeron processor with 24 gigabytes of RAM. It's a weird amalgamation, but I find it a joy. I have a MacBook that I just use for working on, but I play RuneScape on it. Or you play Minecraft on them. And you really don't need these really powerful machines. Like I just disassembled my Alienware. It was an Alienware M17 R2 laptop. Now, years ago, within the last couple of years, that was the top of the line Alienware. Nowadays, it doesn't even come close to it. And that one had a huge ton of issues. Well, the battery was failing. It went from like 80,000 to, I forgot, it was like 10 or 15. It was very dead. Like the minute you unplugged it, it would just shut off immediately. And I could have unplugged the battery, waited a little bit, plugged it all back in, screwed it back up. I don't really need one. I mean, if I really want to, I have an. I mean, I have my desktop nowadays, so I don't really need the Alienware. Or if I want to play a niche game, I could just put it on my HP right there. And like that laptop price was probably over $1,000 years ago. The newest ones, like I was at Costco or something. They had a MSI, I think it was a Raider series, or maybe they discontinued that series. I can't remember. I don't keep up on laptop series that much anymore. I mean, that alone outperforms my old laptop by a mile and a half. 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM with 1 terabyte plus of storage. I mean, that was unheard of years ago. My Alienware had like maybe 500 gigabytes. It wasn't that much. And it's kind of weird for laptop gaming because I never move the laptops. I always keep them where they're at. But I like the option to take it with me. Because I did used to take that to school and stuff to play when I was studying, play World of Warcraft. That was fun. But I guess nowadays the prices of everything is just so much higher that I can't really. I don't like it. When it used to cost a lot cheaper, but now it costs hundreds more for the same stuff, that's kind of sucky. Like every time I like walk into Best Buy, there is always. Uh, I always check out their budget PCs, where if I didn't have any laptop, like not a MacBook for work or MacBook or a HP for work or school or all that stuff, just a budget line laptop. The cheapest option which, to be frankly, is kind of a huge amount of money to me. They have a HP, I think 14, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of eMMC storage, and they want $200 plus for that. I'm like, really, guys? I can buy a Chromebook for $120 with way more storage and the same amount of processor, and it's significantly cheaper. And I actually did have a Chromebook, and this was when I didn't take out my other laptop, so I might get one in the future, but I didn't mind it. It was a good device if I want to use it for writing, YouTube, mobile app development, gaming, like the mobile games from the Google Play Store. That's perfectly fine. It can play it too. I'm just amazed that, like, the prices for these budget laptops are so expensive. It's like, what are you guys doing? I mean, $200 for a cheap laptop, that's passable. I know I read the reviews on them, and they're like, would complain that, oh, it's the speed, it can't run faster, it's this and that. It's like, you guys are knowing what you're getting into. It's a $200 laptop. It's not this desktop here. It can't have like 20 pages open and then some. But even that, I've never actually got bottlenecked by it. When I did have a Asus VivoBook Go with 4 gigabytes of RAM, I had multiple YouTube pages. I think I had like 2 or 3. And it was running fine. And even then, after that, I added Linux to it, Linux Mint XFCE, and that made it a lot faster. And that was a 4 gigabyte system with 128 gigabytes of storage. I mean, that literally solved that issue. There's one thing I had to do: install a program on my USB, install a new operating system, and bling blow, it's already done. That took less than 20 minutes of my time. And I already made this really affordable laptop into something workable. Because I see all these people buying the new MacBooks, the new this, the new HPs, the new Alienwares, MSI. Everyone's like, oh, you need this $1,200 laptop for gaming. Because every time I go to Walmart, Best Buy, someone's trying to buy that. Oh, you want to buy this desktop here? It's $1,000 for this thing. It's $2,000 for that thing. It's $3,000 for that. But sometimes they don't even ask them, like, what do you want to play? Because if I'm going to play Minecraft, or I'm going to play RuneScape or World of Warcraft, you can do that. And it's not the best, but you can run it on 4 gigabyte of RAM. And even on that HP that I have with an Intel Celeron processor, I can play Diablo Immortal. Now, yes, it does have 24 gigabytes of RAM, but that's the cheapest processor, and it's doable. It's actually, I can play a RPG game from the series that I like and love with barely breaking the bank, because you don't need to break the bank when you want to get into gaming nowadays. I mean, people say, oh, you need the new PS5 or the new PS5 Pro or the new Xboxes or the new Switch, but you really don't. You don't need the latest and greatest systems. Like, I have a PS4, I have an Xbox 360, a PS3, a PS2. I can get more enjoyment out of those games, and to me, it is more worth of my time to play those games than it does to play, the latest and greatest games on Steam with 4K resolution, 60 frames a second. To me, I could care less. Because I used to play the PS2. And when you see the difference from PS2 to now, it is night and day. But the prices of everything is astronomical. Like, the new games, they're not $60 now, they're $70 now. And it's like, years ago, I would maybe buy a new game, after every couple of weeks for my paycheck, for my work, when I had my other jobs. I would do that. But nowadays, I can't really fathom buying one game for $70. I did buy Diablo 4 Ultimate Edition for $100. That was the only time I ever doing that. It's not a waste. I got some cool features out of it. Cool. But I would never buy that again. Like, even nowadays, if I buy a Steam gift card or I buy a Nintendo gift card or a PlayStation gift card, I'm not buying just one game. I'm going through the sales and picking out which ones I want. Because that's where I can get more enjoyment out of it. Like, I just bought Assassin's Creed Valhalla Ultimate Edition. So this had every DLC for $38. And I could have bought it in store for like $120. And now I know the digital versus actual physical media. I know the whole thing with that, but you can't beat that price. That's the one thing that digital has on physical media, is that it is significantly cheaper. When there's a sale, you're getting them dirt cheap. Now, I do wish if it was digital, it would still be cheaper, because you don't have to make a bookcase or a pamphlet or any of that. It's all digital. It should be significantly cheaper. That's the only thing I really would say about that, is that it should be cheaper. If they want to do that route of digital versus physical media. But yeah, this rant's kind of all over the place, because you guys can buy whatever you guys want, the latest and greatest laptop or desktop or this and that. Within the next year, it's technically gonna be old. And you're like, yes, you could upgrade a desktop a lot easier than you would as a laptop. But it's like, what's the point? My main thing of it that's kind of annoying nowadays is that, I want to buy the latest and greatest laptop. Next year, same company comes out with a better version of it. So you just spent $1,000, $1,200 on a laptop. Are you gonna go out and buy a new one? No. I hope you don't, because that would be kind of stupid. it's like I get they're in the business to make money. I don't mind that. But it's like, it's kind of funny. People say, oh, the latest and greatest desktop. Okay. And then next year, or a few months down the line, a new graphics card came out, a new CPU comes out. It's like, you can't catch up. There's never gonna be a time where you can catch up and be ahead of everyone. You'll be ahead of everyone for maybe a year. I mean, this iBuyPower is already owned. I got this last year. I could buy a brand new one with DDR5 RAM with an i7. It's like, I'm never buying another one. I don't like that. Like, even these Xbox One controllers. They used to be, was it $60? I think it was. Or was it 40? I can't remember exactly. Was it 55? I can't remember exactly, but they went up like $10. It was $10 or $5. It was some marginal increase, but I was like, really? Why? They didn't add any new features to them, any new colors, and even then, it's kind of stupid. Like, I got this one right there. It's purple. It's like, that's a reasonable one to play on the PC. I mean, my PS4 controllers maybe $40 because that's an all last gen system. These Xboxes, they're all new gen for their newest hardware. I will say who has the best option is literally Nintendo. Their controllers for wireless, you can get some brand new for $30. That's a great deal. And you can run it from your Switch to the PC. And it's like, and now yes, they do change the things to the Y's where the X's and the X's where the Y is. But it's like, that's a way better deal. Because if you're with siblings or you have dogs or anything, and they break that controller, it's gonna suck a little bit more than, oh, it's $30. It sucks still. It sucks regardless, but it's not a bigger dent in the wallet. Me personally. Like $70, that's a bigger hit in the wallet than like $30 or $20. I can manage the 20 or 30, not every day, but like every couple of months maybe, or something like that, or something catastrophe. I don't know, or it stops working. But if I gotta shell out 70 or sometimes even more for these controllers, it's astronomical. It's kind of pathetic. Like these Xbox Elite controllers for like $200+, or the PlayStation 5 one for $200 or something. I look at that and I'm like, really? They want to charge that much for one? You could buy a Nintendo Switch for that. I think a Switch Lite before the increase, about $200. Instead of buying one controller, you could buy a console with that. And I'm like, I play the console every day of the week. I'm not spending $200 on a controller. I have never spent that. And I remember back in the day, the PS2, they had these fun controllers. If you guys remember them, I had this one. It had a built-in fan. You could crank it up all the way and it would keep blowing cool air on the palm of your hands the entire time you hold the controller. And I'm like, where's that nowadays? Oh, they had like cool creature designs on them, like monsters, zombies, and all that. It's like, where'd all the fun go nowadays? And nowadays, you're lucky to get the controls to last a few hours. Like my PS4 controller that I have. The little touchpad. It's kind of going away. I'm like, no, gotta buy a new one whenever that happens, which kind of sucks. But it's like they don't. I mean, that one, I've had that controller for about a decade, so that's a good, worthwhile purchase. Like, I'm not afraid to use the Xbox controller, I just don't really like gaming on a controller when I play on PC. I'm usually a keyboard and mouse guy. I grew up on that, like Age of Empires 2, World of Warcraft. I'm used to WASD and all that stuff. I got my other one right there, this Zen Garden flower one that I got for like $27 I think at Target, and now it's up to $40. I'm like, it was just last year. It was really economical. Now it's $40, and it's a wired one, which I like wired controllers when I play on my desktop. If I'm playing like Metal Gear Survive or like Call of Duty Combat Training, something where it's a really long process, so I don't gotta worry about the battery dying on me, because I knew that from 360 days. I don't know what this video's even at. Huh, been 21 minutes. Yeah. I might start wrapping it up soon, actually, guys. All in all, this whole video is on, you don't need to buy the latest and greatest things all the time. You don't need to. You don't need to buy the latest car, the latest cell phone, all that. You just find what's reasonable to you. Like, I have an iPhone 14 Pro. I love it. I also have a cheap Motorola I bought for $120. And I mean, I love this thing. Play Clash of Clans on it. It's perfect for me. And it's like, I got that on sale. Now, the full price of it was like $200. Yeah, sorry about that. My chair was moving around. But it's like $200. That's not a bad price for it. I'm gonna use it for podcasts and all that stuff. I got almost a podcast, music, YouTube, all that stuff. I mean, I got a couple, I think a micro SD card of like, it's like 256 gigabytes of podcasts that I have on there. And I'm like, Apple can't do that. I wish they would have a micro SD card. They don't. And I'm like, I got this phone for way cheaper. For podcasts, offline, when I'm going on walks or hikes. This is the perfect thing. You don't even need the iPhone. And that $1,000 iPhone, next year they come out with a new one. Or the next year after that, they'll come out with some new idea for one or something. People just buy it up. Gotta buy the latest and greatest Apple MacBook. Why? Don't need to. Now, yes, Apple does retain their value. But it's like, you don't need to spend all that much. Unless you need it for work or something, or schooling, but you don't really need it. Like if I didn't have my desktop, if I didn't have my Apple or anything, if I had nothing, I had like a couple $100 to buy a laptop. I want to buy it. I would prefer buy a new laptop. I would buy a cheap Chromebook. I mean, I'm not gonna spend hundreds of dollars more just to do nothing with it. Like, you don't need to spend all the money on it. Like the Chromebook. If you're just going to use it for YouTube, study, work, I know I keep saying work, but work in general, like on classes, writing assignments, anything like that, just buy a Chromebook. They're great. I love them. Now, yes, I have multiple laptops, but that doesn't change the fact that if I had to, like if I had it in my HP, I'd buy a Chromebook, no problem. I would like it a lot more, actually. Because you can't game on it, you can't do all the stuff you usually do on Windows, so it's more of a focused item, you know? Like you can program on it, you can Linux on it, their own sandboxing, but it's like you don't need to buy a MacBook. Unless your degree or your job, you need it. Otherwise, you don't need it at all. And that's the whole point of this video, is that you don't need to spend a fortune on technology, phones, gaming, cars, anything. Just buy what's reasonable to you guys. Just buy something that, you're going to look at and say, you know what? I'm happy with this. Like that HP, I'm saying it right now. It was like $200 or I got on sale, I think, for like $250 or something. It's a pretty good deal. And I'm like, you know what? It's one of the best purchases I ever made. It's affordable. I love it. I love working on it, but that's me. I don't need these like Alienwares, MSI. I mean, you don't really need that nowadays to me. If you have one device that can play all the games that you want, you don't need to buy more. And that's what I've kind of noticed over the years, that people keep wanting to buy more and more and more, but why? They don't need that stuff. Like that HP is perfectly fine with me. Once it starts acting up or not enough space on it, I'll install Linux on it. I literally have RuneScape on there in Minecraft. Whoop-de-doo. But I can play them. And I got this desktop for Call of Duty, from Skyrim, for Oblivion, for all these other games. I don't need to go out and buy another one. I'm good. I'm content, really. I think that's what everyone should be. Like, this channel, I'm probably gonna make this into more, I'm thinking about this as I'm talking here, maybe as like not a self-help channel, but I don't know, something more kind of minimalist, where you don't need the latest and greatest, just be thankful of what you got. I think my next video might be on the Steam box or whatever that's called, whatever they call it. That'll be my next video. Yeah, this video was all over the place, guys. I do really appreciate you guys coming out and listening to me ramble on for a while. I do appreciate it. And I do thank every one of you guys and gals for listening to me talk for a while. It does mean a lot to me that you guys listen to it. You guys might like what I say, you guys might not like it, but that's okay. I'm content and happy with it. Every video that I make, I love it. I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up today, guys. I hope you guys all have a great, wonderful night, guys. And I hope that everyone has a great day. Take care, guys.